let's move on to our second main topic today. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Brian Rogers, who writes, "Hey, John. I see Mark Wahlberg has been cast as Sully in the upcoming Uncharted film. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was eyed to play Drake back in the heyday. What are your thoughts on this? Love your show all day, every day, all the best." Well, thank you so much for that, Brian. And yes, listen, there's a lot of video games that many people have wanted to see turned into movies, but one of the biggest of them has been the Uncharted series, because a lot of people think their favorite video games are really cinematic.
Yeah.
Most of the time they're not. There are a few that very much are.
And then you're mad once it happens. Why doesn't it look like my video game?
Exactly.
It doesn't work.
But like video games like Last of Us, that looks very cinematic. Uncharted is also a video game series that's very much told in a Hollywood style. Now, we've known for a while that Spider-Man actor Tom Holland has been brought on board to play the lead character. He's going to be playing Nathan, which some people raise their eyebrows about, but clearly they're going to go with an origin story, a younger version. Plus, now you've got an actor who can play this role for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
If this turns into a franchise, is what they all want to do. This thing, he can play this role for 15 years. But you're right. You're not wrong. Not that long ago, in the earlier days when they were trying to get an Uncharted movie going, Mark Wahlberg was attached to play Nathan. But apparently he loves this material so much, he wanted to stay attached. This is a story that comes to us from Variety. Wahlberg will portray Victor Sully Sullivan. So he's going to be, so he gets to be Sully gets to be a little bit younger too, since Nathan's going to be younger. An American treasure. You can barely see behind the words to see how Ray has made Wahlberg look gray.
Yeah.
He looks like an old man back there. Anyway, Wahlberg will portray Victor Sully Sullivan, an American treasure hunter, fortune seeker, and businessman, as well as a friend, mentor, and father figure to Drake. Holland is set to play Drake. Ironically, Wahlberg was originally on board to play Drake years ago when David O. Russell, that would have been pretty cool too when David O. Russell was going to direct, was first directing an adaptation. With Sony transforming the project into an origin story, Wahlberg wanted to return to the movie in some capacity. And listen, at first, I will say that hearing he was going to play Sully was a little bit odd. Because I don't know if you saw it, Chris, but a short time ago, there was Nathan Fillion did a YouTube, his kind of rendition of Uncharted.
I sure did.
And Stephen Lang was playing Sully in it, which was perfect. I love Stephen Lang.
Yeah.
Which was perfect. So that's kind of what I had in my head for Sully, right? But once I realized, Tom Holland is playing a much younger version. It makes sense that you get a semi-younger version of Sully as well. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, you know me, there are 3 rules and complete certainties in life. Death, taxes, video game movies suck. These are the 3 certainties in life. I got to admit, my intrigue with this Uncharted franchise is getting bigger and getting a little bit more excited because, listen, Mark Wahlberg is a dude. Up until recently, he did a terrible little action film like Mile 20 or Road Mark 20 or whatever it was called. I can't even remember. But before that, he had a string of fabulous movies in a row. The one about the oil platform burning, which Deepwater Six, I can't remember the name of it, but about the burning oil. There was a thing about the Boston Marathon bombing.
Yes,
that was fantastic.
that
There
was
was
very
the other military one that he had like 3 films in a row that were awesome. And I'll tell you what, he has grown on me as a movie star a lot over the years. I think it started when I saw him in his role in The Departed because he's fantastic in that. For him to want to stay attached to this, and with a Tom Holland on board, and now the studio really getting behind it, I got to tell you, I think this is great casting, and for me personally, this is kind of upping my excitement and anticipation for it. And by the way, it makes it a little bit more real, because a lot of big video games, there have been talk about the movie adaptations coming and then nothing happens. Yeah. It's nice seeing this one actually continue having some momentum and adding new pieces of the puzzle. Makes me feel like this one's actually going to happen. Anyway, Chris, you hear about Mark Wahlberg joining on this thing. Good move, bad move, good for him, bad for him, good for the movie, bad for the movie. How do you see it?
Well, first of all, how could you not like Rampage the movie? Gosh, that one was great.
With Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Yes.
Was Mark Wahlberg wasn't
Oh,
in
no, I'm just saying video game movies.
Oh, there you go. But,
so,
hey, listen,
it's a giant monkey smashing stuff.
I will say this about Rampage. That movie was better than it had any business being.
Absolutely.
It is not great cinema.
No.
But it was better than it had any business being. I will
fun.
give Rampage that.
But I think this is good for Mark Wahlberg. And also, can you imagine Marky Mark rocking that Sully stash? I think that's going to be choice.
He's got to do the stash.
He's got to do the stash. But I also think if they let him be himself, let him really lean into his strengths. Let him do a Sully who's very Southy. You know, let him really inject a lot of his own personality and his own traits into this character, then I think we can do something here. I am still on the fence about Tom. That's the one that still makes me nervous. But this younger Sully makes a lot of sense, and I can see how this dynamic could be really, really fun too. In my heart, it's still Nathan Fillion in this, but I'm trying to be open-minded. But I think Mark could do a really, really solid job here.
By the way, do you watch The Rookie at all?
No, I need to, because you were talking about how good it is.
I didn't get on board with it at first, and then I watched it, and I really like this show. And something magical happened because between the end of season 1 of The Rookie and the beginning of season 2, Nathan Fillion dropped like 30 pounds.
Suicide Squad happened.
And that's probably exactly what happened. And he dropped like 30 pounds.
He's getting that DC money. He's getting shredded.
And I'll say this, good Canadian kid. And I love Nathan Fillion. I do get it though, because with Tom Holland, he can be your Nathan for the next 15 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Nathan Fillion can't. So I get that.
Yeah.
But I'll just treasure the little YouTube video they did because that was awesome. Because if all you were going to do was one shot Uncharted movie, and they knew that we're not allowed to make sequels. We're going to have one movie and that's it. I probably would have been screaming from the rooftops too that they got to get Nathan Fillion.
But the younger choice makes sense. It totally does. I'm just,
And with Wahlberg follows along that line as well. Question is, guys, what do you think about the addition of Mark Wahlberg to this? I actually think it makes sense. And if you're going to go with the younger Nathan, I think this one works. And you can age up Marky Mark a little bit if you wanted to. I think it's a good addition. It makes me a little bit more excited. And it makes it feel like this movie is actually happening and moving forward. But maybe you feel the opposite. Tell me why. Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right.